I'm going to do a technique that I call the water text, and you'll see why in a second. But one of the things you should have noticed is how the product name always stands out boldly and it captivates. Here's a student project, and you can see he's used this technique to make this very bold and captivating. It's this three-dimensional effect that you see all the time in product names, no matter what the product is. So let's get down to it. I've got the type tool, and I'm going to click once, and I'm going to type in a very short word. I'm going to type in the word water in all capitals. This font is not going to work because it's very thin and wispy, and it's actually in the top 10 fonts that all designers refuse to use. So let's go ahead and choose something else. I'm going to choose Arial Black because it's big and it's heavy, and all the letters are heavy. So, and let's pull down got it selected with the black arrow, pull down the type menu to create outlines. A good font size for this is about 72 to 80. So I'm going to scale that up a little bit. All right. So here in the layers panel, I'm going to name that black because that is the black text. It's already created outlines, and we're going to do many different things. So I want to back up. So I'm going to drag this down to the new layer button, and I'm going to call one backup, and I'm going to turn the backup off, and I'm going to lock it. All right. So we have this one, and the easiest way to make kind of a quick and easy three-dimensional shape is to duplicate this text, give it a color. I guess I have to rename it pink. And I'm going to use, I've got the pink selected and the black is not selected. I'm using the up arrows 1, 2, 3 and the left arrow 1, 2, 3. And so this is a drop shadow where you have two texts the same size. You've got the black one and they are just kind of layered just like that. But we're going to do something more advanced. And so let us delete the pink layer, and I'm going to take this black text and I'm going to select it and I'm going to turn it blue. And then, so I suppose we should name it blue. So I've got my blue text, and check this out. What if we did the drop shadow offset path instead of just a plain duplicate? So pull down the object menu to path. Right, I've got it selected already with the black arrow. Pull it down to path and offset path. And last time, in the last video, we did a minus. But what if I just did a 4 space PT and then I toggled the preview? Okay, that's a little big because the E's starting to block up a little. Let's try 3 space PT. Now, depending on your font size, you're going to have to experiment. That looks pretty good at this time. So let's click OK. And here in the layers panel, open that up and you can see where it says blue. Now every other one is selected. So every one that has gotten larger or the offset is still selected. Don't click off of it. Pull down the object menu to group. And so now you can see we have the R, and then we have the group, and then the E, the T, and the A, and the W for some reason. Let's go ahead and move the group to the top. And if we turn that on and off, in fact, we can actually take the group and we can go and make that black again. And we can drag it down to the bottom. And then now you can really see what's happening. But what we want to do is we want the smaller or the original text to be grouped as well. And let's turn off and lock the offset. And I'm just going to use the arrow on the keyboard to select. And we want to make sure that this one that says group is not selected, but it is. So we might have to come in here one at a time in the layers panel and select with the selection circles. I'm holding the shift key down. So now WATER selected, but this group is not. And we can go to object and make that a group. And so now I've got, this is now the blue, and this one down here is the black. Now a powerful thing about this is once we select the black layer, unlock it there, select it, and we go down and right with the arrows, you can see that we have a little bit of shadow at the around, we have an outline around the whole thing, but it gets heavier and thicker on the left, on the right and on the bottom. All right, it's starting to look really powerful already. If this was your design, you'd want to save it at this point, and we're going to continue on and do a couple of other very cool things. Okay, what if we were to, let's go ahead and turn those off and go to our backup. And let's select the backup and, just so we can see what's happening, let's make it red. Maybe call our backup red, there you go. And then we're going to do another offset. We're going to do a smaller one this time, and this is going to be our highlight. So object to path to offset path. Again, we're going to have to experiment, and I'm going to try -4 space PT, toggle that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's try -3 space PT. Okay, I want it to be a little smaller than that, so -4 PT. It is, toggle it, click OK. Now, this one, you can see that the smaller inset, which is still an offset path, that's selected. So let's double click and make that white. And now we're also going to group while it's still selected. And in this case, we don't actually need the red letters. So we can turn those off, or you can select them and delete them. Another easy way to select and delete these is to get the white arrow and select just the red and make sure we don't go into the whites, and hit the backspace delete key a couple of times. We missed that one, so I'll just click on those two pieces we missed. All right, and of course now this offset is white. So let's take the white and move it up here to the top of layer 1. And so now we've got the white, and we've got the blue, and we've got the black. We can select the white and use the arrows on the keyboard to go up and to the left a little bit. Now it's also really bright, so I can take the opacity down. Let's take the opacity down a little bit. It is coming to life. How cool is that? We are going to do one more super cool thing though. I'm going to temporarily turn off the black and temporarily turn off the white, so I only have the blue. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Remember, we did the knife tool earlier. So I'm going to select with the black arrow, select the word water, the blue one. Let's only want the blue one. We don't want the white or the black. So we might have to use the selection circle on the layers panel. And then I'm going to choose the knife tool. The knife might be hiding under the eraser or the scissors. And I'm just going to go one letter at a time, kind of like a ocean, up and down. And slide that over to the A, kind of continuing over. Go through the T. Remember, you have to, when using the knife, you have to start outside and go all the way through your letter. All right. Let me double check and make sure my E is fine. Okay, good. I'm going to zoom out. Now here in the layers panel, you can see where each of those letters was cut up. And I'm going to use the white arrow and drag across. I haven't touched anything yet. I'm going to just bring it down here and barely touch the tops of the letters. Here in the layers panel, you can see that only the tops have been selected. Now we can go to the fill color and we can give that a lighter fill. Click OK. Click off of it. Now let's go ahead and put it all together. We have a white layer, and because the white layer has a low opacity, right? So if we select the white layer, you can see that it's 32% opacity. We could go down even more, and that lets it change a little. You can see it affect the lighter parts and the darker parts. How cool is that? And let's turn on the black. Now you don't have to use every step in your project, but a product name does have to be bold and captivating and really call attention to the product.